Hey, how's it going? Doing some brake pads on the Nissan. I'm not going to show you how to take the wheel off. If you don't know how to take a wheel off, you probably shouldn't be changing your brake pads either. I'm going to try to give you a couple tips. These are kind of pro tips, so hopefully you already know the basics. There's two 17mm bolts. There's one on the top here, and there's one on the bottom. I already took it out right here. You can actually just loosen both of these to start with. You can actually leave this top one in, because if you take that bottom bolt out, you can actually rotate this up and then take your pads out. Just stick a screwdriver behind them and pry them out. But before you get too far along, you'll probably notice on your new pads, on one end you've got this little they call it a sensor, but it's really just something that scrapes against your brake disc when your brake pads get low. So kind of check the orientation. You'll see on your old pads it should be at the top like this, and then kind of note how this piece fits into this other piece. So that's this piece here. This piece, the right piece, stays on the outside, and this goes on the inside. So make special note of that before you dive in too deep. Those are my pro tips. Everything else is pretty simple. Pry these out with a screwdriver. Then you're going to want to push your pistons back in. Take one of your old pads and set it in there, and then pry against the back with a nice pair of channel locks. Or if you have a C-clamp, you can put a C-clamp on there underneath. You can squeeze both those pistons back. This is a dual piston setup here. Those are my pro tips. Hopefully that helps. Really not a whole lot more to it. You're gonna want to clean up everything. Usually your kit will come with new sliders like this. So you can pop those out with a screwdriver, put your new ones in. Your kit should come with some grease. So put a little bit of grease on the top and bottom. Should get something like this. Put a little grease on the tip of the pad, on the metal part before you put it in, top and bottom. That's about it. It's really super easy. If you need some other more detail, there's a lot of other videos out there. Just wanted to share a couple pro tips. This is my biggest one. Leave that in there, otherwise you're going to have a very heavy brake part hanging off your brake hose, and you probably don't want that. So use that. If you do take both off, make sure you support this piece with a box or a go-kart tire, whatever you got laying around. And be safe. Have fun. Thanks for watching Liquid Arts.